All right, welcome back to Friday Night Vintage. If you are a first-time visitor to my channel, what this is a series of videos for which I have created a playlist for that showcases and highlights some key vintage card pickups of mine. And occasionally there is a theme, as in this case, the Hall of Very Good, which is in reference to players who put up very solid careers overall, but in the past have fallen a little bit short of gaining entrance into the Hall of Fame. Not unlike the four guys here I have shown in the background and who have appeared in previous iterations of Friday Night Vintage. But I have four new ones, and I'm going to start out with 1978 Topps Lou Whitaker. Again, just a very solid overall player. Played his entire career with the Tigers, I think nearly 20 years. And, he's an all-star a few times. He was Rookie of the Year in 78. And this card could be had very inexpensive in an 8 grade. I think it was like $30 or so. And so the prevailing logic is that if Trammell could get in, why not his counterpart here, Lou Whitaker? And so I picked that one up. I'm starting to take a little more interest in 70s, baseball cards, key baseball cards. I have a fair amount of the key rookie cards, but there's some cards I would like to add to the 70s collection going forward. But anyway, back on topic. All right, so we're going to go back to 1960, and this is, what do I have here? I have Jim Kaat, rookie card. And I like this guy. Actually, I grew to like him when I was watching him or listening to him as a Yankees announcer. I think it started with MSG back when that was the channel for the Yankees games. Then it became the Yes Network. I moved over to the Yes Network. Anyway, this guy had an incredible career, almost 300 wins, which usually is the automatic, but he had 283. He played for a lot of bad teams too, so career ERA of like around 3.4 or something like that, I think it was. But just a solid player. He played a very long time, and nowadays the way pitching has become a little more specialized, and there's the game has changed quite a bit. And I think I mentioned this in a previous video, like win totals. I don't know if we're ever going to see even 250 wins again. Maybe Verlander might be the last one for a very long time, let alone 300 wins. So 283, that's a lot of wins. And Blyleven had 287. Blyleven. So very similar numbers. Jim Kaat from 1960 Topps. And another pitcher who everybody is familiar with, known mostly for the surgery, but Tommy John also had a very long career, maybe longer than Nolan Ryan. It's like 26 years this guy played for. And he also had a similar amount of wins as Kaat. He ended up with, I think, 285 or 288 wins total. And also, he was like 50 games over 500 also. So he played for some bad teams early on. I think the White Sox. And then he went to the Dodgers. But anyhow, again, getting back to that whole thing about pitchers and win totals. I mean, stats now that matter. Wins aren't, I guess, looked at as much as maybe WAR nowadays. I don't know. I just think you can make a case for Tommy John to be in the Hall of Fame based on these numbers, and just based on the fact that you're not going to see pitchers going forward racking up as many wins as Tommy John or even Jim Kaat for that matter, like I was saying. And lastly, we're going to jump back into the 70s. I want to save the best for last. Is not a rookie card, but it's more valuable than his rookie card, and it's probably one of the most popular 70s cards. It's Thurman Munson from 71 Topps. And I got this in a nice 7.5 grade. Really, really nice condition, and at a fantastic price point. Now, eights, I was a little OCD about 70s cards. A few years ago when I did my key rookie cards of the 70s, I picked up a Blyleven in a 7.5 because at that time I didn't want to spend $350 or so, whatever it was going for, on a PSA 8. And every other card in the 70s that I have is 8 or higher. But, this card in an 8 is like more than double what I paid for this. And is it really worth that extra I don't know. This card looks. I'm looking at this card. The centering, it's just slightly off. Slightly off left to right or right to left. Top to bottom looks really good. Color's nice. There's not a whole lot of. In fact, I don't see any of the chipping of the black border. So, anyway, Thurman Munson, another guy that had a shortened career, tragic plane accident. Had he stayed around, he was definitely on the pace for some Hall of Fame consideration and had the Yankees effect in there as well. So anyway, big card, big pickup. 1971 tops Thurman Munson second year. And that's it. So that concludes this episode of Friday Night Vintage. And I think next week I'll have a new episode of Friday Night Filth. Until then, thanks for watching. And I'll be back soon.